There's a new show called Big Brother.
Yeah, it's really cutting edge.
It's about people sharing a house together and then afterwards their lives are ruined. I like Mikey, the blind one. Only thing is, he dresses up as a woman to be funny, and I think that's a bit desperate.
If you've got a disability on Big Brother, then you're a shoo-in to win, really. I mean, Pete with his Tourette's, Nadia had a penis, not strictly a disability, but it is if you want to be a woman, right? So I know it's early days, but I think if Mikey doesn't win, I will show my arse in Primark window.
There's one interesting character, is the albino guy, Darnell. Apparently, he got involved in gangs and crime in America, and I was thinking, if you're an albino, the last thing you should do is get involved in crime. Because you're always going to get caught, aren't you? Even if you had a balaclava on with a tiny little eye hole. You go, that bloke with the pink eye, the albino. It was him. And I was thinking, what if he was in a gang of albinos? There was this albino gang that used to come sort of drifting like a cloud down the street.
When I first turned on Big Brother this year, I did think the house was haunted.
I like Don.
Don, which one's that, Vic?
I haven't seen it, but I just want to join in.
The other thing was that they got very upset about when the blind guy picked up the knickers, didn't they? Mm. He picked up some girl's knickers and she said it lacked respect.
Did she have them on at the time?
Well, no, that's the thing. It would lack respect if they were in a knicker drawer, she was wearing them, they were on a laundry line, but she'd thrown them on the floor. If you've thrown them on the floor, technically they're flotsam. Anyone can take them. They're actually, I think legally, they're the property of the British Navy.
Mikey, he's got a sideline apparently of selling Nazi memorabilia.
What?
So we digress.
That's the whole show, is digressing.
Oh, digressing.
I'm not just trying to nail the answers and move on. It's not a task.
It's not a task.
The thing I like best about Serrano Sugar is he's mental. Clearly he's mental. Because he brings them together. He goes, right, you're probably wondering why we're at the Tate Modern. That's right, we're making fudge. Yeah, you're probably wondering why we're at Duxford Air Museum. That's right, children's coffins.
It's all part of his policy to try and intimidate.
Yeah, and why did you have to do everything on a weird fax phone?
Weird fax phone?
You had to make all the phone calls in the series like that,
using a normal telephone with the loudspeaker function switched on.
It's terrible. It's terrible when twins fall out, isn't it?
Did you not get a little bit unnerved by Nick and Margaret always, like, hiding behind plant pots, just taking notes? And even when it was something they didn't even care about, like, you could be washing cars and they'd be going...
What were you doing before you were on The Apprentice?
I thought he was the Ents officer in 8.5 Hot Mum. It might just be me. You know, sometimes grammatical things annoy you. His catchphrase is, you're fired, yet you haven't got the job yet. So really, it shouldn't be you're fired, because it's about trying to get the job. It should be you're not on The Apprentice show anymore. That's what it should be.
You're right, of course.
It's a bit like... Thank you. It's a bit like... You remember Bruce Forsyth's catchphrase was, nice to see you nice. It doesn't make any sense. What it should be is, nice to see you. No, really, it's nice to see you. It's the same
That's why
problem.
he's never going to get anywhere, sure.
The naked couple emerging happily from the tent.
This is a word association question. I'm looking for the top word or phrase the public said when we said camping.
David Williams.
You.
Are you, Cam?
No.
No!
62% of men would rather go shopping than play sport. True or false?
We've been shopping together, haven't we?
We love a bit of
We've
shopping.
also wrestled together. So we like to
I wasn't
combine
really
the
clear
two.
what the rules were there, because it ended
wrestling.
really abruptly, and then you never called me.
Is trouser theft considered a sport?
No.
Well, count me in just for 100% shopping.
I don't mind food shopping, Big fan of that. Big
Well,
fan
we
of...
can see, yes.
Exactly, you know, I'm a big fan of
David!
that.
You should be mean.
I say something to you, is that you do have a stray nostril hair. On the side. Do you want me to get it for
I
you?
haven't
Get it,
even
get it.
noticed that. Did you get a little bogey with it?
There, you see that?
That's a bad boy, that's
No, because you don't want to do
So what are you going to go for? You're
Yes,
saying true?
Yes.
Well, hang on, whose question was
chucking
it?
at me.
It's
Everybody.
to both. Yes.
Well, we're saying yes as well.
You. We're saying yes.
We're saying yes.
You saying yes?
We're all saying yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you the answer is true. 62% of men would rather go shopping than play sports. That's right. I'd have to say I agree. If you ever hear me saying City's playing, I mean Sex and the City's on at the film house. We're meeting at 12 for cocktails. Be there or be square. It's going to be fabulous. So at the end of that round, I can tell you it's 4 points to Sean's team and 5 points for Jason's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Top reason Brits are teased at work.
Is it because they say I can work with Prince or Pauper on TV?
That must be right up there, because that would be pretty annoying.
What do you mean by that?
It was basically a dickish way of saying I get on with chalk and cheese.
If you're going to chalk and cheese, it's a dickish way of saying you get on with Prince and Pauper.
Is it because they're still quite new, northern, and might have put on a little bit of weight since the last series?
You're lovely.
Thank you.
Where does teasing stop and bullying take over?
When you use a blade.
If someone had a big nose and you just called them Concord, that would be teasing. But if you used it to open a yoghurt pot like that, that would be bullying, wouldn't it?
Top reason Brits are teased at work.
Is it because when you weren't looking, the salesman had dipped his cock in your tea?
I'll give you a clue. It's something that the winner of The Apprentice suffers from.
Not being able to pronounce words?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Speech impediment.
Yeah, that'll do. Good work.
Yes, the top 5 reasons for being bullied at work are speech impediment, accent, dress sense, baldness and ginger hair. If you're watching this, Anthony Worrell Thompson, unlucky. Least desirable car passenger.
Is it the Pope? Because whatever the weather, you've got to keep the sunroof open because of his hat.
And he's in like a perspex box as well, so you can't... Did you watch Carr last night? Oh, forget it.
Right, who would you hate to be stuck in a car with?
A rapist.
I just imagine you going, oh, stuck in here with a rapist.
I can get on with Prince, Pauper or rapist. I reckon Stephen Hawking would be bad, because you wouldn't know it was him talking or the sat-nav.
We reckon Big Brother and, more specifically, Alexandra. She's been threatening the rest of the Big Brother inmates, is that the word?
I think it's really
Inmates.
funny.
Can we just clarify things? Because Alex might be watching this. She's out of the house now. I don't respect you.
Did you see what she said as well? She said, I've got gangster friends, they can do what I say, pow, pow. Like, how old is she? 8. They're gonna get you, pow, pow, pow.
That's the problem with girls, is at school they never learn a good gun noise, you see. But, like, if that had been a bloke, he'd give it the old... You know what I mean?
I believe the phrase is blap, blap, blap.
Yeah.
Just saying, no one fuck with me, right? Yeah? You'll never be ready. Remember I told you.
What's that?
That's how I roll, my It's not how I roll like that. With the in the back.
If you were in a gang, you'd be the treasurer.
I tell you what's winding me up though is E4's coverage of the live streaming, and they let you watch them sleep, they let you watch them eat, but any time anything interesting happens, they cut to a break. They start doing the little bird noises and all that stuff, right? And it's quite annoying. There's been a few times where they're like, oh, yeah, now guess what? Guess who I've had sex with? Well, I'll tell you. the Tuesday.
Sean Mike Theopophetis off of Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
What have the nation been talking about?
Is it the visit this week of George Bush to London? Visited London. Gordon Brown, very pleased to see him.
Yeah, thrilled.
Yeah. Well, I imagine he is. It makes him look better, doesn't it? Same principle like Simon Cowell got Piers Morgan on Britain's Got Talent. Says, if you think I'm a smug, self-satisfied look at this bloke. I think...
Is that Wamia? I think it's just funny that, you know, when I'm Canadian and when our Prime Minister visits, not a lot of hoopla. Like when our Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, and right there, I could have said any name at all. I could have said Zorak the Invincible, and there'd still be people watching at home going, yeah, I hear he's invincible. Yeah. Yes, Zorak.
George Bush got a tour of Windsor Castle, and I thought that would be an episode of Cribs I wouldn't mind watching. Just Prince Philip walking around, going to the bedroom, and this is where the magic happens.
Do you think he was secretly a little bit disappointed that Windsor Castle wasn't bouncy?
You saying he's stupid?
That's what I was saying.
That's one of his greatest skills, isn't it? There's this idea that he's convinced everyone he's stupid, and he's not stupid. He's just really anti-clever, isn't he? So he doesn't like clever things.
Like reading books the right way up.
I'm going to go through a couple of things he has said over the years.
Yeah.
When asked to describe the White House, he said, it is white.
Technically correct.
It's not wrong.
OK. He said, more and more of our imports come from abroad.
Correct. Yeah.
OK. I think we can agree the past is over.
That is fact after fact.
Here we go.
He's a fact machine.
Last one. When asked by a reporter why Osama bin Laden had not been caught, he said, he's hiding.
Yeah.
Who said that he saw the Queen naked in her bedroom.
Oh.
How did he manage that?
He was chasing a corgi that ran into the Queen's bedroom. Apparently the Queen was stood there naked.
It's sort of freaky. Imagine busting in and seeing like 4 corgis and a naked queen. That sounds like the best hand you can have in a poker game. 4 corgis and a naked queen.
What's the etiquette for seeing the Queen naked? What do you do? Do you bow? Do you salute?
I've seen her naked.
Yeah?
On Photoshop. Amazing she looks. She's got an amazing tattoo. It's a full fox hunt coming over her shoulders. Load of dogs across her tummy and a little fox nipping in for cover. Rising prices of food. Food's gone way up. Anyone who has their 5 a day now is just showing off. But interestingly, there's one food that hasn't gone up, tripe. It's still a very reasonable 8 pence a tonne.
Theo, you're a businessman, right?
Yeah.
You may understand this kind of thing. Explain to me what's going on.
Well, basically, the Chancellor got a letter from the Governor of the Bank of England to tell him we're fucked, officially. It took a letter from the Governor of the Bank of England.
You know, the worst thing about the letter cost the Chancellor 25 quid. It's Ryman's and Lacenza, isn't it? The underwear, the lingerie.
Von Lacenza, yes.
I've had an idea for you. Crotchless post-it notes.
You see there's a demand, do you?
Yeah, huge.
I'm a big fan of the old sexy underwear situation.
We don't do your size.
There's loads of money-saving tips people are putting out that, you know, there's loads of different ways you can save money, and I was thinking of cut one like breakfast. You know, I know it's wrong, but steal birds' eggs for your breakfast. They're littler, but they're actually quite tasty. And I've started taking hormones, and in a few months I'll be lactating, so that's milk in the morning. Just saving, little saving. And what I do is make a great big pot of stew, really big pot of stew.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
But have you...
Pigeons? What? Well, what'd you say, pigeons? You can't just say pigeons. You've got to have something before it and after it, Theo. You can't just go, pigeons. Is that a good idea?
Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar Square, yeah.
Get the pigeons.
Get the pigeon, eat the pigeons.
In the
They've all gone.
Who got rid of the pigeons?
Have you gone mental? Have literally gone mental.
This is serious.
I know you've got money. Have you been drinking all day?
I run a lingerie shop. Pigeons!
66% of people would rather have a robot than a pet. True or false?
I mean, I've got 2 cats. I've got 2 cats I don't like. I don't like them. I prefer dogs. But what I like about dogs is every so often it just winks at you. Just gives you a little wink. that's because they're content with life. It's sort of, they wink at you to go, it's all right, innit, life? And cats occasionally wink at you as well. They sort of go, if you don't give me food, I will chew your face off. So that's... Your mum's got loads of dogs, hasn't she?
Yeah, she does. She's got about 20. And my dad, she had this room built. It just has a chair, a TV that's on the Animal Channel, and chairs for my dad to go in there and hang out with the dogs.
Literally, you've got a doghouse for your dad.
He says dogs don't talk back.
I have daughters, I can understand that completely. I sit on the shitter for days.
The downside of having a robot is, of course, you're always dissatisfied with it because you always know there's a slightly improved model out there with a better voice. So
like
that's
a wife.
always going to make you... Because we're constantly going, oh, I want the one that doesn't go, yes, now I love you.
That sounds like me. Come here, honey, give me a kiss.
Top thing to rescue if your house is on fire.
My mum always had this fear that our house was going to burn down.
It's because you got Ozzy Osbourne wandering around it.
So I still have this ladder. So if there was ever a fire, I could jump out my window and climb down.
You would think that with the money your parents have got, they'd put slides instead of ladders. That'd be a lot more fun, wouldn't it, for kids? Woo!
There's a fire again!
Fire, brilliant!
First thing I'd save, the recycling. Because I spent so long sorting out bottles, I'm not going to waste that 2 hours. I'm not going to waste that. That's coming with me.
You haven't got that long.
I know. All right, there's no need to shout, Theo. There's a fire. Don't worry.
Kelly, what would you rescue?
Probably my pictures.
I'd rescue my photographs, because if the police ever get hold of them, I'm going to jail.
Actually, 6 complaints into the BBC because Nadal kept scratching his arse during the...
As if someone from the BBC is going to go out and go, excuse me, can you stop picking your arse?
The whole thing about his style of tennis is about his balance, which comes from his bottom. I think it's integral to the tennis, and Claudia probably agrees as well as a tennis connoisseur. And, Yes. and a lady who likes a fine bottom. But I think you need to focus on his bottom.
I don't understand who these people are. Who bothers to complain?
My favourite complaint was on the Channel Babe station, where the 3 women have the boobs out, they've got a pair of knickers on. People ring up and get off, right, for £1.50 a minute. Now, some bloke complained because one of the women showed a little bit of front garden, right? And again, at what point are you watching going, oh, this is brilliant, this is... Oh, no, you've gone too far now! Oh, put that away! Don't look, son, don't look! Do you know what me and Gabby did recently?
Hello.
Me and Gabby did an evening with Sven-Goran Eriksson.
What do you mean, an evening?
For charity. And you did like a Q&A thing, didn't you?
Did you not get paid?
Oh, Jason, you're so new to this. Let's have a look and see if Wimbledon's one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. The most talked about thing is Wimbledon. Andy Murray could have beaten Nadal. All he needed was a slightly different strategy and a magic racket strung with dreams. The crowd at Wimbledon got right behind Andy Murray as they queued at the exit. Jason, Gabby, Mark, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Well, I think it's got to be the Royals. They're on their arse, aren't they? They've got no money. Apparently, they're so strapped for cash that they were thinking about setting up a premium rate phone line.
What's that? What are you wearing? A tiara? Who's that getting off?
Have you got my sceptre in your hand? Yeah, it was a bit weird. Because you'd have to ring it, wouldn't you? You'd have to ring it. Just dial 1 for 1. Dial 2 for a racist rant from one's husband. For Prince Harry, press the hash key. You know, I think
yeah. It does seem extraordinary, but they are saying they're strapped for cash. They don't have any money.
Well, can't they do a sponsored run or something?
I think they should do a calendar. The Queen should do a calendar, and over this nipple she has a sceptre, and that nipple, a corgi's nose. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
But it's ironic, because you've got Charles trying to save the planet, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's filling his car up with wine.
Wine and cheese, yeah.
Of
course you are, Charles.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Filling his car up with cheese. The bloke has finally gone mental. He talked for plants for years. We let it go. We let it go. He swapped Diana for Camilla. We let it go, right? He's gone too far this time.
By swap Diana for Camilla, you mean his wife tragically died?
OK, well, let's have a look and see whether the Royals' finances is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the story that the royals are apparently strapped for cash. In other royal news, the naval ship carrying Prince William has seized £40 million worth of cocaine. So, 200 sailors and £40 million worth of cocaine. It's either the biggest drug bust in naval history or Elton John has fallen off the wagon. In other news, Amy Winehouse has joined the Navy. Sean, Claudia, Phil, what else have the nation been talking about?
Is it the bloke, the examiner, who gave someone a mark? They wrote F off on their exam. It's the only thing they wrote. And the guy got 7.5% because it showed rudimentary skills. And he got 11% if he'd put an exclamation mark. And if he put, to whom it may concern, f*** off, he'd have passed.
That's extraordinary. So he got 7.5% for writing f*** off.
But to be fair, though, the question was,
Yes.
what should Piers Morgan do? So...
If there was any kind of pronunciation mark that I don't like, it's an exclamation mark. You could never date somebody who sent you a text and then ended it with an exclamation
Claudia,
mark.
he was doing his GCSE, so you shouldn't be dating him, to be fair.
But the justification for the examiner said, for an attempt to answer the question, it's better than leaving the page blank. And I thought, that's not the case, is it? You know, if you don't know the answer to something, it's better to be quiet rather than go, f*** off, isn't it? If you've got a mastermind and they said, what year did they repeal the Corn Laws? You go, f*** off. OK, you get a point for that.
Well, you've just upped the ratings of that show.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
OK, you passed on 3, told me to f*** off 6 times. You're the winner. Brilliant.
I can tell you that this wasn't one of the most talked about things.
What?
Off. Very difficult to get an NHS dentist, and a lot of people now are extracting teeth more than they're doing sort of repair work on teeth.
They're going, well, we just...
Take it out.
Yes.
Well, I imagine what happens, partly it's probably a communication problem, because the only thing you ever say in dentist is, So,
I don't go to the dentist, I'm allergic. Well, I went 7 years ago.
You went 7 years ago?
And he said, I'm going to have to give you 3 fillings. I got nervous, I said, I've got to feed the meter, and I haven't been back.
I hope he's not still stood there, boy.
And also, I think I had a dodgy one once who was a bit too, I don't know.
I realise this is more of a panel show than counselling, but let's... What happened?
Well, all I'm saying is there was a lot of tell me whether this I don't know, it wasn't fun. My mouth was open, it was like my wedding night all over again. I haven't been back. Yeah.
They've attempted to sort of deregulate dentistry like they did with opticians, but obviously they can't. It's a much more qualified job. And also that there is one tooth in your head, I don't know if you know this, but it's actually connected to your spine. And dentists are the only ones who know where that is. It's not even on the internet. And if you pull it out, you end up walking like a cat. And that's
Sure,
why...
can you not try and scare team members? Because poor Claudia now is going to start...
pull that... I think it's this one. I think it's this one. But only the dentists know.
Walking like a cat. How would walking like a cat
Well, what
look?
happens is you pull it out and it makes your spine go like that, and then you walk on all fours. And that's why only dentists can do dentistry. They can't open it up like they have with other things like roofing. And there's only a few people know about this. The government know. They know.
In a poll to find out the worst camping companion, Jeremy Kyle came second. Who came first?
Jack the Ripper.
Jeremy Carr's a horrible little man, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you ever watch his show? He always has people on, and it really sort of, it's a real sort of freak show, isn't he? He's really sort of preying on the sort of complete disaster of their lives. And he always says he's helping people. And I was thinking, he's helping people in the same way as if someone needed an ambulance, you kicked them nearer the hospital. You sort of booted them. You go, well, I'm actually getting you nearer aid, but I'm not actually really helping you, am I? He's a horrible little scumbag, isn't he?
Who's more annoying than him?
Who's more annoying? Yeah, that's what the question is.
No, I'm asking. I'm just saying out loud.
Oh, you fucking sit here then, love.
Did you do a bit of camping?
I went to watch the Grand Prix at Silverstone when I was about 19.
The Grand Prix?
The Grand Prix.
Oh, great, no, because I forgot what it was, but then, whoa, round the corner.
And so we decided, my then boyfriend and I, that we would go in a tent. And at Silverstone, the very rich people come in with helicopters in the morning.
How do helicopters work again?
I thought I'd woken up in Vietnam or something.
Mugabe.
You're not far off with that.
Oh, Dave Mugabe.
Idi Amin.
OK, most wanted man in the world.
Osama bin Laden.
Correct answer.
Bin Laden.
The worst camping companion would be Osama bin Laden, surprisingly.
That's nonsense. He's very outdoorsy. He'd be really useful.
Yeah, you're right.
Outdoors for years. He'd be fantastic.
I leave tent now. I get massive dinner for us. Yeah. Which I will cook brilliantly.
I'd go as far as to say I would like to go camping with... Osama, if you're out there, you're on, mate.
Osama bin Laden has been #1 on the FBI's most wanted list for the last 7 years. #2 is Rihanna with Umbrella. Top person to put on a British banknote.
The Chuckle Brothers. And then what you could do is you could have like one on the front, one on the other side, and then in Latin, to you, to me.
Ad mihi, ad tibi.
To you, to me, to me, to you, in Latin.
I think so. Well, you just got to think, what's the dative? So then it's obviously... Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I do for my day job. They bring me phrases for banknotes and I translate them into Latin. It's been a slow decade.
What about a little mirror so it was you?
Oh.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Every time you go out, you go, oh, I'm on a banknote, look. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Oh, that'd be brilliant, that. Simple person. You're right, man. That'd be brilliant.
OK, top person to put on a British banknote.
Diana.
Correct.
Good one. Good one.
Yes, the person Brits would most like to see on a banknote is Princess Diana. But that's ridiculous. You can't have a picture of a dead person on one side of a note and then the person that killed them on the other. Do you watch the Wimbledon?
Yeah, I watched Andy Murray beat the French guy. I'm quite surprised he beat him and the French guy didn't just surrender after a couple of sets.
Nice.
There's a new word, isn't it? Because it's henmania, and now they've got andymonium. And I think, really, it's good, andymonium. I think, really, it should be called Andy Pandemonium, shouldn't it?
He's a right miserable-looking Murray as well, isn't he?
Yeah, as opposed to your good self, frankly.
Not a 21-year-old millionaire who looks like if they let him near the umpire's chair, he'd hang himself off it.
It's so boring, tennis, that the slightest thing, the crowd go mental, like it's the most hilarious, shocking thing they've ever seen. Federer's opponent sat next to him. Did you see that bit? The crowd reacted like he'd picked up a ball boy, swung him around by the ankles and thrown him into the crowd. Why do they throw the sweaty... It's horrible. They throw their sweaty headbands into the... It's horrible. We're in here for about 3 hours, sweaty... Imagine if Vanessa at the end just got her knickers off and went... Oh!
The press are obsessed with knickers, aren't they? If you just were going, God, I can see her knickers, whoa, I can see her looking knickers, you'd be down as a pervert. You get arrested. The Sun can just go to the tennis and go, whoa, look at her knickers, she's got red ones on, whoa. It's the equivalent of standing at the bottom of the stairs at work, just going, oh, I've seen your knickers. For some reason, it's fine.
But don't you think that those sound effects, you know when they go, ugh, every time they serve and everything, ugh, and if you combine that with porn, where everyone's always going, ugh, ugh, don't you think it just puts ordinary people under colossal pressure? Because, like, very often you're being shagged and you don't want to make any noise, you just want to go, oh. You don't always have to go, ugh, do you? Or you go, ugh. You just sometimes want to go, and you feel you have to.
Why don't you just get him to shag you and put the tennis on in the background?
Would you be tempted to go to Glastonbury?
Yeah, I'm going on to Glastonbury.
You get killed tonight, don't you?
Yeah, 2 hours dead. Feel good.
You should go to all the stone people at Glastonbury and...
Make yourself white.
Make yourself all white and then just unzip the tent like that and go...
What, do you think Hollyoaks is on a big screen at Glastonbury?
It's no more mental than putting Jay-Z on, is it?
JZ.
Is it JZ now?
Yeah, he's in England. It's
Oh,
JZ
right.
now. You're over here, you play virus. It's JZ. I did a Reading festival, and all the tents are really close. You can hear the bands, they're not that far away. There was a band on stage when I was on, right, and there was like a sort of thrash metal punk band, and their finale was the lead singer has a shit onto a towel.
Oh, no.
Then gets the towel and swings it round. And then throws it into the crowd.
What, he's nicked your act?
It'd be great if Nelson did that, wouldn't it? You are not expecting that, were you?
Come on, it's a party!
I'm 90!
Valerie Singleton was at pains to make it clear that anyone who said she'd ever had a lesbian affair was lying because she hadn't. This is a fairly dormant rumour which has now been raked up by Valerie Singleton, so now everyone's saying, is she a lesbian?
It's not a rumour, it's one of the cornerstones of all knowledge. Valerie Singleton, you go, she's a lesbian, it's a fact. You know, and her saying she's not a lesbian has kind of pretty much rocked my world.
Vanessa, let me ask you, as a woman, it's not a terrible thing to be called a lesbian, is it? I mean, it's not, you know, defamation of character. It's not a terrible thing to be.
it's not a terrible thing.
And then
no.
Chovy
Well, it
being...
depends how you do it. If you go, you lesbian. You go, you're a lesbian. You know, that's not nice, is it? It's the way you say it.
Yeah.
Lesbian! Hey. That's nice. Come in! Yeah. Lesbian! Another one. That's not very nice.
In the story, it said that she had sex with Peter Purvis while they were... It's a great name. Someone who's having sex. Purvis.
She said that she got it on with Albert Finney. But she said that they never had sex. They this is the quote, thrashed about a bit on the bed. What does that mean exactly?
I'll show you.
Come on.
That was my penis screaming. I can tell you that Valerie Singleton is not one of the most talked about things this week, but it was in the news. Valerie Singleton denied any lesbian allegations and was so shocked by the rumours that she dropped her pool cue and spilt bitter down the front of her dungarees. What else have the nation been talking about?
Soldiers spotting the UFOs in Shropshire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I don't know what they're doing in Shropshire. Like, there was a weird sort of Yoda-esque sort of bloke going, alien going, we must see Shrewsbury Town Hall, we must.
What I don't get is one of them described it as a cylindrical object with things protruding out the side, so that's just a plane.
My problem with unidentified flying objects is if they identify it, then it's just a flying object. And if at any point it lands, it's just an object. And then you've just seen an O. Let's see if soldiers spotting UFOs is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is, sneaking in at number 5. This is the story that soldiers spotted UFOs in Market Drayton. The incident is set to be made into a movie entitled The Goose That Flew Over Market Drayton. Would you work for Naomi Campbell?
She's got 200 hours community service because she went mental on a plane, didn't she?
She has it, and it's not the first time she's had run-ins with the law.
Yeah, she's done community service before, didn't she, in New York?
Yeah.
Because she hit her assistant with a BlackBerry. And when you first read it, you go, that's not that bad, is it? A pumpkin, I can understand. If she just got a pumpkin and put it on her head like that... Look a bit like you, actually, wouldn't it?
For our Halloween special on this show, I just light a candle in my mouth.
You just blow it and his eyes go out. But she went mental on a plane, didn't she? She went absolutely ballistic.
Well, it was Terminal 5, I believe, had lost her bag.
The first thing she said was, it's because I'm black and famous. And I think you'll find that BA are an equal opportunities bag loser. They don't lose anyone's bag. Doesn't care whether you're prince or pauper.
What do you think of her, Vanessa? Do you like her?
She's not an endearing person. If I were to work for her, I know the role I'd like to fulfil, actually. I wouldn't mind being her Brazilian waxer and pouring molten wax all over her pudenda. I think that would be a nice job.
Well, same here, but for very different reasons. Okay. Lee, have you ever had a hissy fit? Like a proper showbiz hissy fit?
No, I'm a very calm and relaxed person, Jimmy. You know that. I take everything in my stride.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt.
Kate Moss, she never does anything like this. You see a picture of her pretty much every day, but you never hear her voice, do you? The reason Kate Moss doesn't speak is she's very beautiful, but actually she talks like this. Hello, I'm Kate Moss. I'm very excited about my new Top Shop range. I designed all the clothes myself.
You have never been so sexy. Yes. Worst thing to happen at a wedding?
Is it saving your brother's life, but then getting run over in the process and then dying in OB's arms?
Because you died at a wedding.
That's exactly what happens, yeah.
So you've been written out of this thing? Is that what's happened? What do they say?
No, they're keeping him in after he's died, Jimmy. he's playing a coffee table for the next 6 years.
I am going back, though. I'm going back to direct it.
Did they direct Hollyoaks?
Yeah.
Really? I thought it was just done with CCTV cameras. What would make you cry at a wedding?
Is it when the first song they play is I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For?
I reckon if the bride gets taken off by an eagle, and then the church is getting smaller and smaller, and then,
I'll give you a clue. It would make the bride cry.
The groom was set with a chief bridesmaid.
Correct. That's the right answer.
There we go.
Presumptive.
Yes, the worst thing that can happen at a wedding is the groom goes off with a bridesmaid. Of course, the biggest wedding of the year was Wayne and Colleen's. Colleen warned the stag party not to play any pranks on Wayne that would ruin the wedding photos. I'm afraid to say, Colleen, that ship has sailed.
Max Mosley's orgy. I like to say we're doing S&M. He said it's perfectly harmless. So if that's the case, he wants to get his money back. Sorry.
Well, they might not be, but they could be Nazi-themed sex orgies.
He's denying it. He's denying it vehemently. He's saying we were just doing a bit of S&M, and obviously it was in the papers one day. And he said, this hasn't been in the papers long enough. I'm going to take them to court.
I hope at some point someone in court says, this wasn't just any sex, this was S&M sex.
I like the idea that he said, Max Mosley said he'd been doing this for 45 years.
Man and boy.
45 years, and he said, and his wife didn't know. And I like the idea of him coming home. How does he explain that his arse looks like a grilled panini?
Yeah.
I fell on the barbecue at work again.
Duncan, have you ever tried the S&M thing?
I haven't. I didn't actually know what S&M meant till the other day.
Such a lie!
Serbia and Montenegro.
What did you say? You know... food. Gordon Brown has said that we're wasting too much food. This is about 3 weeks after he said we're all getting fat. Now he's changed his mind. Now he's saying we're wasting too much food. And, you know, of all the problems he's got, he's obviously become Prime Minister and gone, oh, what shall I fix first? Global terrorism, knife crime. Oh, no, you've thrown them bananas out. They've still got a bit of yellow on them. It's gone mental.
What you should do, if you don't want to waste food, just do what I do. I just buy Parmesan. Never goes off. Even if you can put it on a rooftop in Nairobi, it won't go off.
The thing that gets me, right, I read in the paper this week that we waste £1 billion in food every year, right? Now, which sounds scary, doesn't it, right? But I've worked it out, right, that if you think, how many zeros is in a billion? That's 9 zeros in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. £1 billion, right? How many is there of us? 56 million, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a million, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we
twice,
waste
56.
£17.85 a year, right? So boobless. Not doing it properly, right? So I worked it out. Per person, per day, we waste 4 pence a day. I couldn't give a flying monkeys, to be honest.
Jason, there's certain people that upset that balance.
I buy champagne and, like, chase homeless people.
Thanks for backing me up, Johnny.
I'm a nightmare. I go shopping and I'll do my go around. I love it. I love going shopping, round with my little trolley, around Sainsbury's. I do. And I love the little 2-for-1 deals you get. Put them in. But
do you tend to bring a couple of friends with you to do exactly the same moves?
The baby man.
The man had a baby. Where did it come out?
Where did it come out?
Yes, I know where
it came out of it. Well, he's got
man's vagina.
Did it?
Yeah.
He's got mangina.
It's called a manny or a munt.
Is it?
Yeah. It is, yeah.
What actually classifies it? Because he's got a womb, but not a...
He's got a womb, but he's been living as a man for 20 years.
If you need a solicitor to back up your argument that you're a man, you're not a man, are you?
Technically, he's not a man until he can parallel park, piss standing up, and walk past a shoe shop without popping in. So there we go.
We've got a picture of him.
He looks like an inflated George Michael.
We've got another picture of him. We've got another picture of him. There he is.
bishops or something, isn't it?
Female bishops, and there's been a big hoo-ha about it because they were saying we should get promoted. And let's be honest, there's only so far you can go within the church. If you go vicar, bishop, archbishop, you're never going to get the top job, are you? That's God, isn't it? There's no...
And he's put his son in, hasn't he? Nepotism. That's why I hate.
Yeah. Women would be brilliant at being priests because, like, confession is essentially gossip, innit? You know what I mean? Like, it's been 2 weeks since my last confession. Is it? Go on, tell us some more. I slept with a neighbour. Have ya? No way.
78% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera. True or false?
Where I live, 78% of people are not posh enough to go in a local spa. So...
I think this is a true stat. A lot of people know they're vermin.
A lot of people...
A lot of people in this country, they look themselves in the mirror and they say, do you know what? I'm vermin.
A lot of people know they're vermin.
And I'd say, I can't go to the opera, I am vermin.
Well, I'm vermin and I've been to the opera.
Were you selling choc ice?
My wife's... Yeah. I went to see Darren Brown, actually.
Not really opera, though, is it?
He does a big finish, like, but he... No, it's weird, because my mum got called up on stage, and she always thought... She was like, oh, I don't feel posh enough to go to the theatre. And to be fair, you're not, right? But we went anyway, right? And it's like, she got called up on stage by Darren, and he went, right, sleep. Eventually went to sleep. But she had to slap him in the face to do this trick. But she didn't want to slap him in the face, because she's a nice woman. And a bloke at the back of the room just went... Fucking hit him, love! Hit him! Smack him out! And Darren Brown turned round with a second gap. He just went, you do that again, and I'll make you wet the bed for the rest of your life. And I thought, I reckon that night the bloke went home and his wife went, do you want a cup of tea before bed? And he went, do you know what, I'm going to leave it, to be honest.
Biggest turn-off for women?
Me.
Men with tails.
It's not called a tail, is it? It's called a penis. Grow
He's
up.
a dragon.
I think, often, men can make a mistake by using... Like, if you go around to a girl's house, you use her toilet, it can spoil things, can't it? Best you do is say you're going to the toilet, but don't use it. And then come out and just go...
Well, like, you've got really
fresh... I'm just going to... I need to actually go... So you go in there, you don't have one, then you come out, and then later she goes, wow, he's so fragrant.
Yeah.
I was in a bar once, and they were doing speed dating downstairs, and I popped down to the toilet, I had to go through the speed dating thing, and obviously press the bell, you got 3 minutes, bing, and then you're done, right? And as I was walking past this table, I heard the bloke, he went, yeah, and so anyway, when I got there, they were already dead.
Went, 3 minutes.
Ping, and I was like, you've got 3 minutes. Don't tell them about your dead friend story.
Yeah, so what I do is I slice their beaks off, cut their feet off, and feed them as much until they die.
Bing!
That's farming, really. I inject their eyeballs with special fluid to make them grow faster. Bing! I can eat you. I know how to cut you up and eat you. I would say in about 20 minutes, because I'm a trained boner. A boner works in a slaughterhouse. Takes the bones out of animal, and I can size you up like a pig or a cow and just strip the bones out of you, and you'll be jointed and ready for sale within 25 minutes, because that's what a boner does. Bing!
Something that the woman would probably see if you went swimming.
Is it having a pair of Speedos, but the S's have come off?
Is it really, like, hairy?
Really hairy?
Really hairy.
Specific area? Hairy back. That's the right answer, yes.
Hairy back.
Yes, the biggest turn-off for women is a hairy back. I was going to shave my back, and then I thought, pluck it. OK, next one. Biggest celebrity polluter.
Is it the Transformers? They would be pretty, because they're a car and they're a robot, and that's 2 carbon footprints.
I know. Doctor Who.
Your world's brilliant, isn't it, Duncan?
What? He has a TARDIS, he turns up and he flies around the galaxy.
What fuel's on the TARDIS? Yeah. Nothing, because it's not real. Whereas the Transformers are real. Is it Simon Cowell?
Yes, it is.
He's up... Yes!
Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell. Yeah, the biggest celebrity polluter is Simon Cowell. However, it's Louis Walsh that's responsible for the hole in the boy's own layer.
Dwayne Chambers, the drug cheat, whether he's allowed to run in the Olympics. He was caught using performance-enhancing drugs, and he served his time, but the British Olympic Association won't let him run in the Olympics.
I don't think he's done anything that bad. It's not like he tried to light...
He's cheated, but...
Yeah, but he didn't try and light a crack pipe off the Olympic torch, is
no.
Well, what he's saying banning him from the Olympics is a restriction of his trade as a sprinter. And to be fair, there isn't any other jobs he can do as a 100-metre, sprinter. I mean, a courier, maybe, he'd be pretty good at that. Or I was thinking, like, working for a company that can't afford internal email system.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he could just go, take that, Dwayne. There's cakes on Marjorie's desk.
Or, someone who hasn't got a very good eyesight, right, and they're out having a picnic, he could work with them. They say, what's that in the distance? And they go, I can't quite see it. And he goes, don't worry. Runs off, brings it back, brings it a bit closer. They go, oh, it's a tree stump. It's called a distance shrinker.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because the whole point of the 100 metres is you're running fast, so why do they have to all this with the take photos of when they finish and stuff? Why don't they just put the middles at the end and just put them on a table and then start, and then whoever gets the gold is the winner?
You've just made the Olympics better.
I think at the end of the 100 metres, it should just be a sheer drop. And actually, the skill is stopping. not running.
Yeah, because that would be the running exactly 100 metres.
That'd be amazing.
That would not be 10 seconds.
No, they're doing 100. They're doing 100 and a bit at the moment. 100, bang on, or you're dead.
And also...
How about that?
Walking still an Olympic sport? Because when I was a kid walking
Yeah, I think
with a
it still
sport, and I
is.
never understood that because I've never seen anyone walk like in professional walking in real life.
Well, people fundamentally don't want to run, don't they? If you're crossing the road and you're walking and you think the car might hit you, you don't run to save your life. You just hurry up a little bit, don't you? You just hurry up. Yes, because you want to just miss. Oh, you see, I knew I had that under control. So you don't... Because what you should do is realise the car would kill you. You must set off as fast as you can to save your life and go, I'm alive! But you don't. You just go, whoop, just missed, OK. That's
totally true.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Sean, so you got to go first. What do you like the look of?
Chris, do you want to do your pick?
Go on then. Me. By the way, I'm the one without the crown of thorns.
OK, 32% of Brits would like to watch Chris Moyles.
Kill.
No, of course not. If it was that, eat, you'd have to be hungry.
I'd rather be fat, Chris.
32% of Brits would like to watch Chris Moyles.
Kiss.
It's not a kiss.
God.
Listen to Chris Moyles.
Only 32. Say something nice.
It involves getting into your personal space.
Oh, OK. 32% of Brits would like to...
Climb in your mouth.
Plenty of room there.
Yeah, it's all personal space, isn't it?
Move in with.
That's exactly the right answer.
Hooray!
Yes, 32% of Brits would like to share a flat with Chris Moyles. Chris has been censored in the past by broadcasting watchdogs for the inappropriate use of the word gay. What a bunch of benders. Jason, what do you like the look of?
Let's go Wilder Ogden from that documentary, Coronation Street.
63% of northern women have what?
A pie fetish. They like a bloke to dress up like a pie and come in, hello. And it's different each night. I'm cheese and onion.
What about rollers?
Rollers? Curlers?
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
It's Jennifer Aniston, I'd feel sorry.
But the thing is... Is it rickets?
Have you been to the north? It's all right these days.
It's all right, you know. We've got quite a similar climate and everything.
Hairy balls. Can I just say, this is very racist against northern women at the moment.
You're the one that said they had hairy balls
a second ago.
That's a fact.
OK, what do you think?
63% of northern women have...
Untangled a mystery.
On Sunday night on
An absolutely
ITV?
fiendish mystery. Most of the top detectives are northern women. That's a fact. It's another fact.
I'll give you a clue. Something Fern Britton has probably done.
Eaten far too much food.
It's a very specific foodstuff, and it's in one sitting.
Lard. That's right. Have eaten lard.
63% of northern women have eaten a whole packet of Jaffa cakes and they don't give a
I'll give you that. Close enough. 63% of northern women have eaten an entire packet of biscuits in one go. Well, you've got to finish the pack before you get to the checkout, or you have to pay for them. 85% of women say cooking is the most important skill they look for in a partner.
I think you've missed out the word obese before women.
If you're watching this and you're obese, put that down, fatty. What do you think?
Absolute rubbish.
What do you look for in a partner?
I don't know many women that say, oh, he's really good at cooking.
Maybe you misheard him.
What do you look for in a man?
Fat face. Even fatter face, you know.
This statistic is a little bit weird because a lot of McDonald's staff are single. At no point does a woman go, oh, you've got 5 stars. Let me take my knickers off. You know what I mean? What, you're on the fryer? Have a touch of these.
Britain's most ridiculous law.
Is it Jude Law?
It's not Jude Law, it's not Sod's Law, it's not Murphy's Law.
Is it Sod's Law?
I love that.
Murphy's Law.
There's one for pregnant women, isn't there? That they're allowed to ask a policeman, if they're in a public place, that they can urinate in his helmet.
Does he have to say yes, or can he?
He has to say yes.
You have to. You're allowed to pee in his helmet.
He doesn't have to put it back on afterwards.
He does have to put it back on slowly, going, harump.
I think that it is a law, I hope someone else has heard of this, that you can kill a Scotsman in Nottingham if he has a bow and arrow.
Sorry, when you said I hope someone else has heard of this, have you killed a Scotsman in Nottingham? It's a place where you can't die.
A place where you can't die?
Yeah. There is a place in England where it's illegal.
I know this. It's you're not allowed to die in the. Is it the Parliament? Houses of Parliament?
That is the correct answer.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a true thing. Britain's most ridiculous law is it's illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament. Another strange law is pregnant women can urinate anywhere they want. Great news. I think my nana's pregnant. All right, world's most disappointing tourist attraction.
There's one just outside Middlesbrough, and it's a butterfly world. And the thing is, it's like a humidified environment. So I walk in, and my glasses just steamed up.
Yeah, that's what happens with butterfly
Just completely
world.
steamed up,
Yeah.
and I freaked out. I went, ah, ah, and I killed about 12 very rare species.
Auschwitz. The rides are I'm Jewish, it's all right. I think that means I can say it.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it Blackpool? And my dad used to drive us. He's got narcolepsy, my dad. He'd get in the car, he'd drive, right?
Yeah.
He'd get in the car and he'd go, right, lads, if you hear this noise, wake me up. And you'd be driving to Blackpool, you're like, Dad, I'm all right, I'm only winding you up, I'm only up. You get there, you're like, I don't want to go on any rides, just sit in yourself. Horrible.
He's gorgeous. Hasn't put me off him at all. The fact that he falls asleep, in fact, it's made it more attractive. I can't wait to get my hands on your sleepy dad.
OK, world's most disappointing tourist attraction.
Is it the Eiffel Tower?
You're absolutely right. Yes, the most disappointing tourist attraction in the world is the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is the most pointless erection since I went on a date with Martina Navratilova.